You're watching Mirror 7 News. Stay informed, stay ahead for more news.
At Chelsea right now, there's a fascinating and rather tense story unfolding. Two familiar names, Raheem Sterling and Axel Disasi, are officially still Chelsea players, but in reality, they've been pushed aside into what the club calls the bomb squad. This is a group of unwanted players who train separately from the main team, with their own pitch, their own gym, and even their own dressing room. Manager Enzo Maresca has been very clear. Since the start of the season, he hasn't even laid eyes on either Sterling or Disasi, and there are no plans to bring them back into his first-team squad. Sterling's case is especially interesting. At 30 years old, and with a high profile from both Manchester City and England, you'd expect him to have plenty of suitors. But his situation is complicated by a massive £325,000 per week salary, which made clubs hesitant. Juventus and Bayer Leverkusen were interested, but Sterling wanted to stay in London to be close to his family. That ruled out many options. He spent last season on loan at Arsenal, but the Gunners had no interest in signing him permanently. Despite Chelsea's attempts, no other London side, not Fulham, Crystal Palace, nor West Ham, came forward, and so he remains at Stamford Bridge, but firmly out of Maresca's plans. Disasi, meanwhile, had interest from Sunderland, Bournemouth, and West Ham, yet none of those moves went through. He had hoped for a return to his old club Monaco, but that never materialized. The French defender had spent the second half of last season on loan at Aston Villa, and he has publicly said he's fit and ready to play if called upon, but Maresca has given no indication that such a call will come. What makes this all the more complex is that both Sterling and Disasi were still registered in Chelsea's official Premier League squad list for the season. On paper, that means they could feature if circumstances change. However, Maresca has ruled them out for now, saying bluntly that they're not in his thinking. His focus, instead, has turned toward Chelsea's academy players, who he has praised for their energy and willingness to meet his demands without instruction. So here's the reality. Sterling has 2 years left on his contract, Disasi has even longer, and both are effectively exiled from the main group. They are Chelsea players in name, but not in practice. The January transfer window may offer an escape, especially for Sterling, who still hopes to find a London club. But until then, the pair remain stuck in limbo, training apart, waiting for a solution, and watching as Chelsea moves on without them. It's a striking reminder of how quickly the game can shift. A year ago, Sterling was at Arsenal, and still seen as a valuable option. Disasi was at Villa, trying to revive his career. Now, both are in exile at their parent club, proof that in football, big names and big contracts don't always guarantee a place on the pitch. Stay subscribed for more videos.